And we are live from Harwich, Massachusetts, as it's another edition of YD Red Sox baseball here on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. As the YD Red Sox, coming off a couple of rough outings against the Chatham Anglers, look to get off the schneid as they take on the fourth place Harwich Mariners in an Eastern Division class, as the home stretch of this Cape League season is well underway. YD with under 10 games to go, Harwich with just about 10 as well. We are in the final stretch and should be a fun one here from White House Field in Harwich, Massachusetts. Hello, everybody, and welcome in. My name is Andre Sims, and alongside me, TJ Mathewson. And TJ, I mentioned it was tough sledding against Chatham the past couple of days, 0-2 in a home-and-home clash. And in both games, the offense really failed to get going. But in the second one especially, it feels like this team fired their best shot against Chatham, still came out unsuccessful. What do they have to do differently to get off the schneid today?
Well, it's been the pitching staff of Chatham that's really held down this YD offense. Has been the real difference in that series between YD and Chatham. The Red Sox hadn't scored more than 3 runs against the Anglers in all 6 of their games against Chatham this season. Harwich, they've had a little bit more success. They've taken 2 of 4 games off the Mariners this season. Although the Mariners have the best, one of the, if not the best pitching staff in the Cape, second in ERA, first in average against. They strike out a bunch of guys too. It'd be helpful for YD. And the offense for Harwich, not quite as good as that of the Anglers. And they're going to get to see a guy, Antonio Menendez, that they already saw just about a week ago in an exact same pitching matchup as we had about 6 days ago, Eric Tolman and Antonio Menendez.
You mentioned the pitching matchup. Eric Tolman on the mound for YD in this one. He's had a mixed bag of results this season. That's a very good start, some not so good starts. So for him on the mound, facing a lineup that he's already seen before and facing guys like Christian Fedko, Joey Weimer Jr., who've had good amounts of success against this YD team, what does he have to do to be effective?
Well, when he has control of his breaking pitches, he likes to use the slider and the changeup a lot. And when he has control of that, he's able to strike some guys out and be effective, and also not walk too many. At school this past spring, walked a few too many batters than he'd probably be happy with. He's kept the walks under control this season, just 9 walks in 22 innings up here on the Cape. And he's had a couple strong starts in a row. And we'll see if he manages to put together a second straight quality start against Harwich. The last time he went 4 2/3 and just allowed 2 runs.
The offense has been sputtering of late. The high-powered offense that we've seen is they still pace the Eastern Division in runs, but it feels like this team hasn't had a breakout offensive performance in a while where they're putting 9, 10, 11 runs up on the scoreboard. When you look at the lineup construction as it is today, who are you looking for to be the catalyst outside of Wyatt Young, Austin Wells, the 2 people in this lineup that have been the most consistent? Where else is the offense going to come from?
Well, I'm looking at 2 spots. Brad Beasley in the 2-hole riding a 6-game hit streak. He's been red hot of late. Look for him to kickstart. If Wyatt Young can start off hot this ball game, get on base, and have Beasley, who's been swinging such a hot bat, to be able to hit him in Wyatt with really good speed on the base paths. And also Riley King in the spot in the lineup where he's done the most damage this season, either 6 or 7 in the lineup. He's batting 6th today. Look for him to potentially have a breakout game here in Harwich.
It's the Red Sox and the Mariners once again here from White House Field. We've got a good one here as it's 2nd versus 4th in the Eastern Division. We head down the home stretch of this Cape League season. 2 teams are about to take the field. We'll be right back after the first pitch after the national anthem. You're listening to Red Sox baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network.
Johnny Grass and Mason Coppins leading off and playing right. Leading off the game for
Wyatt Young is strolling to the plate.
From Pepperdine, number 7,
Officially tied on average with Max Troiani of Orleans at the top, but either it's a 1/10,000th difference or it simply goes in alphabetical order when two people are tied, because he currently sits at second at 351. Shortstop out of Pepperdine set to lead things off for YD, and the first pitch to him is downstairs for a ball, 1-0. Wyatt Young looks at the 1-0 pitch in there for a called strike, 1-1. Antonio Menendez on the mound, the side armor, delivers a fastball downstairs, and it's 2-1 now. Two 2-1 pitch is in there for a called strike, and it's 2-2. Menendez in his last start went 4 2/3 against these YD Red Sox. Scattered 9 hits, but only allowed 2 runs as YD left a bunch of runners stranded as Wyatt Young grounds out to Hal Hughes at short. And that's how the first out of this ball game is recorded. Following Wyatt Young in the lineup is Brad Beasley, who strolls to the plate right now. Austin Wells hits third. Jack Thomas Wold playing first will hit fourth today. Tate Samuelson in left field bats fifth. Riley King, Jake Palmer, Carson Taylor, Sam Hall make up the rest of the YD order today. Brad Beasley riding a 6-game hitting streak, takes the first pitch off the plate inside, and it's 1-0. Austin Wells waits on deck. Chopped on the ground left side, but that'll be dribble foul, and the former Red Sox, Riley Tirada, will scoop it up in foul territory. Menendez 0-2 on the season. The ERA is a respectable 3.52, and this will be his 7th appearance, his 4th start. That one high and tight to Beasley. And it's 2-1. Andre Sims alongside me, TJ Mathewson, bringing you Red Sox baseball. Beasley skies it up and out of play. And it's even 2 balls, 2 strikes. YD enters this game sitting in second place in the East, a place they've been more or less locked in for the past couple weeks. 2-2 to Beasley. That one skied just into the outfield grass in center field. Hal Hughes is underneath it, and he'll squeeze it to make the grab. Austin Wells now stepping to the plate.
From the University of Arizona, Austin
Behind the plate
Wells.
today. We've seen him, of course, in left field most often besides that. Also right field. Took an inning in center field, and there was some talk about starting him at shortstop or second base in yesterday's contest. So we'll see how that progression goes along as well, especially with the injury to Noah Campbell, who's still not in the lineup after hurting his ankle on an awkward slide into second base. That was back in Hartford when the Red Sox took on Wareham. 0-1 to Wells. That one skied foul off the left-hand side and out of play, and it's 0-2.
Saw the different arm angle from Menendez right there. It had been sidearm first few pitches of this ball game. Right there goes 3/4 on Wells. Austin able to spoil it off.
0-2 pitch is high, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes to Austin Wells. One-two pitch. That one's off the plate, and it's even at 2 balls, 2 strikes. Austin Wells averaged at 316, 7 home runs, 24 RBI. That one is absolutely rocketed into center field. Dylan Noisy on his horse, and he makes the play heading towards the warning track. 1-2-3 inning for Menendez in inning number 1. He sets down the Red Sox in order. We head to the bottom of the first. Harwich coming up for the first time. You're listening to Red Sox baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network.
of the dugouts, away from the batting cages.
Eric Tolman, the lefty out of Arizona State, is getting his warm-up tosses in as he gets set to take on the Harwich Mariners for the second time. The lineup that he will face, Daniel Cabrera leads things off. He's out in right field today. Hal Hughes, the LSU shortstop, bats second. Joey Weimer Jr. out of Cincinnati. Playing left field, he hits third. Christian Fedko out of UConn hits fourth. Nico Cavadas, the Notre Dame slugger, in the 5-hole. Dylan Noisy bats sixth. He torched the Red Sox the last time these two teams faced to the tune of 2 home runs. Chris Lanzilli, Mike Rothenberg, and Riley Tirada round out the order for the Mariners. Tolman set, kicks and deals. His first pitch is sent on a rocket into right center field, and that'll get down in front of Jake Palmer and go all the way to the wall. Extra bases for Daniel Cabrera to lead things off as he strolls into second base with the leadoff double. So right away into the stretch for Eric Tolman. The get-me-over fastball was clubbed into the right center field gap.
Number 19, the shortstop from LSU, Hal Hughes.
So now Hal Hughes will bat. Only at 162 on the season. Did have a couple of hits the last time these two teams faced out of the 9-hole. Now finds himself hitting in this 2 spot. First pitch is ticked foul off the bat. It rolls back to the backstop, and it's 0-1. Defense behind Eric Tolman, Tate Samuelson, Brad Beasley, and Jake Palmer in the outfield, left to right. Riley King and Wyatt Young on the left side of the infield. Sam Hall and Jack Thomas Wold make up the right side, and Austin Wells is putting down the signs for the lefty out of Arizona State. It's now 1-1 to Hal Hughes as he takes a fastball downstairs. All Pac-12, all Arizona battery with the Arizona State Sun Devil Tolman on the mound, throwing to the Arizona Wildcat Austin Wells behind the dish. Dealing to an LSU Tiger. 1-1 on the ground, right side. Wyatt Young will scoop it up. Long throw across the diamond is in time, and that's the first out of the inning. So not a productive out for Hal Hughes as Daniel Cabrera is forced to remain on second base, and there's one down in the inning, and Joey Weimer Jr. will step in.
And nice to see Wyatt back at short. Got the day off yesterday, but easy play for him going to his right and firing across the diamond. Tonight we get to see 2 of the best fielding shortstops in the entire Cape. In fact, the put out right there, Hal Hughes and Wyatt Young, the 2 I'm talking about. Hughes, top of my head, of full-timers, second in fielding percentage, and Wyatt is third.
First pitch to Weimer is in there for a called strike, and it's 0-1. This YD defense, save for yesterday's game in which they had a couple costly throwing errors, has by and large been playing very well the last few weeks. We've seen some outstanding defensive plays behind the YD pitchers that really have kept them in ball games over the last week or so. 0-1 pitch from Tolman. Skips in at the dirt, blocked well by Wells behind the dish, and it's 1-1.
And committed the fewest errors of any Cape League team, only 29. And those 2 errors last night, both on throwing errors from Carson Taylor behind the plate. One that led to the costly go-ahead run for Chatham in the 8th inning.
1-1, just below the knees, and it's 2 balls, 1 strike. Tolman working out of the stretch, trying to navigate around the leadoff double off the bat of Daniel Cabrera. Joey Weimer Jr., who's played well against YD this season, stands in the box. That one's chopped off his ankle, and Weimer's down to a knee. And it's 2-2. Joey Weimer looks to be in a lot of obvious pain, trying to shake it off. Taking some inventory there just outside of the right-hander's batter's box. Seems to be okay, though, and now we'll step back into the box. Count even, 2 balls, 2 strikes. 2-2. Big swing and a miss from Joey Weimer Jr. as he's down, as he was out in front of the breaking ball, and that's the second out of the inning.
There's the slider from Tolman. When it's working, it has a lot of sidewards movement and also some sharp downwards bite, which we saw right there as it just dove towards the ankles of Weimer as he fanned right over the top of it.
First pitch from Tolman is in there for a called strike as Christian Fedko now stands in. Tolman working out of the stretch. Cabrera stands on second base after he roped a leadoff double into the right center field gap. 0-1 pitch. Skied into center field. Beasley's got a beat on it. Ranges back and now puts it away in center field, and that'll end the inning. So Tolman strands the leadoff double as Cabrera is stuck on second base. 3 straight outs after that, and we're through 1 full. Top of the second coming up, 4, 5, and 6 for the Red Sox. You're listening to Red Sox Baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. Jack Thomas Wold stands in. He will lead off the bottom of the second inning for YD against Antonio Menendez, on for his second inning of work. First pitch to Wold. Big swing and a miss, and it's 0-1. And TJ, when you think about this offense and where it's been over the last couple weeks and how they fare going into the playoff times, it feels like Jack Thomas Wold's a key cog in determining what their playoff success is going to look like as he looks at a ball 1-1.
Yeah, and when he's hot and he's hitting balls into the gap and occasionally over the fence, he's got that pop. It just makes the lineup longer, takes the pressure off Wyatt Young and Austin Wells.
Another big swing and a miss, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes.
And especially when he's penciled in the cleanup spot like he is today, his job is to drive in the runners in front of him.
1-2 pitch. Chopped on the ground towards first. Cavadas will field it on the hop. Go over to Menendez on the short toss, and it's a 3-1 to start the second. Still no score here at White House Field in Harwich. Now Tate Samuelson, the left fielder tonight, steps in.
The left fielder from Cal Poly, Tate Samuelson.
First pitch to Samuelson is in there for a called strike, 0-1. A 1 pitch is fouled back and over the screen, and it's 0-2. 0-2 pitch is high, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. One ball, 2 strikes. As that one misses downstairs, and it's now 2-2 to Samuelson. Samuelson playing in left field this evening. Played first, second, left, just to name a few. He smokes one into left field, pushing Weimer back. He's got a beat on it, settles in just in front of the left field fence, and that's the second out of the inning. So the Red Sox have had some solid contact in this one, but unfortunately finding the gloves.
The third baseman from the University of Georgia, Riley.
And now Riley King steps in with 2 men down here in the inning. First pitch to the Georgia Bulldog is swung on and roped on the left side into the glove of Riley Tirado, who goes over to first, and one third baseman robs the other of a base hit, and that'll end the inning. Riley Tirado flashing the leather that we saw him do more than once for the Red Sox when he was donning the YD uniform, and he ends the second inning for the YD as we head to the bottom of the second. Still no score. You're listening to Red Sox baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. Probably the most feared hitter on Cape Cod steps in to lead things off for the Mariners in the bottom of the second inning. Nico Cavadas looks at a first pitch that misses. It's 1-0. Cavadas continues to tear the cover off the ball, now up to 9 home runs on the season. He's now ahead in the count, 2 balls, no strikes. That one's chopped foul up the first baseline, and it's 2 balls, 1 strike. Cavadas steps back in, the Notre Dame product. Big swing and a miss as Tolman had him out in front, and it's 2 balls, 2 strikes. Yes, he did. Took a second to make the call, but it was very clear that he went around, and it's a strikeout for Cavadas. Second strikeout of the day for Tolman.
Number 10.
So now Dylan Noisy will step in.
Texas Tech, Dylan Noisy.
Texas Tech product who absolutely torched the Red Sox the last time these two teams met, to the tune of 2 absolute moonshots into left field. First pitch swinging, looking for another one as he sends it foul and out of play. It's 0-1. And one of those, TJ, came in the 7th inning, and that really was the backbreaker as that one got away from the Red Sox late. 0-1. Smoked foul again off the right side, and it's quickly 0-2. Tolman's 0-2 offering. Once again, fouled away off the right-hand side, and it's still 0-2. That one broken bat as that one's into shallow center field. Samuelson charging in, and he'll make the play in shallow left. And that's the second out of the inning. So now Chris Lanzilli, DHing this evening, will step in.
Number 14, the designated hitter from Wake Forest, Chris Lanzilli.
6'2", 215 pounds. Average sits at 280. Excuse me, 186. I was looking at the wrong Wake Forest player. First pitch to him. Fastball pumped in at the belt, and it's a called strike one. Tolman's 0-1. Skipped in at the dirt, blocked by Wells, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike. One pitch, check swing. Yes, he did, says home plate umpire Mark Delaney. Tolman set at the belt, out of the windup. That one's fouled away. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Tolman shakes off a couple signs, now delivers the 2-2. Swing and a miss on the fastball. Changed the eye level of Lanzilli, and he's down swinging. 2 strikeouts in the inning, 3 strikeouts on the day for Tolman is worth through 2 scoreless. You're listening to Red Sox Baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network.
Bottom third of the Whitey order set to come to the plate here in the top half of the third inning. Here at White House Field, no score between YD and Harwich. TJ Mathewson and Andre Sims here with you. It's Jake Palmer, Carson Taylor, and Sam Hall set to come to the plate for the Red Sox. They've been sat down 6 up, 6 down by Antonio Menendez out of Wake Forest on the mound for the Harwich Mariners. His second straight start against Whitey. The right-hander winds, fires home the first pitch, sidearm to Palmer, first pitch swinging, dribbles one towards second base. Christian Fedko fields off a couple hops and fires it on over to first. And it's in time to get Palmer 1 pitch and 1 out for YD here in the third. So Carson Taylor still looking for his first hit with Whitey. Will step to the plate. The switch hitting freshman catcher out of Duluth, Georgia, and Virginia Tech. He bats left-handed here against the right-hander Menendez, who winds and fires home the first pitch. Fastball misses away for ball 1. It's 1-0. Menendez at now 28 pitches, or 27, 1-0 to Taylor. Fastball misses away. It's 2-0. He's now at 17 strikes and 11 balls. Taylor digs back in, batting left-handed. Open stance. Menendez kicks. 2-0. Again, fastball misses away, and it's 3 balls and no strikes. So Taylor in 14 at-bats, no hits, 2 strikeouts, and has walked once. Menendez winds, 3-0. Fastball called a strike right at the knees of Taylor, and it's 3-1. The series between Harwich and YD, through 4 games, each team has taken 2. The 3-1 from Menendez. Fastball again called a strike on the inside corner. Taylor didn't 100% agree, and it's 3-2. Each team has taken 1 game at home and 1 on the road. 3-2 on its way to Taylor. Swing and a foul straight back to the screen behind home plate. And the count will stay full at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Last time these two faced off, right here at White House Field, just last week. A 9-4 Harwich victory. Mariners sitting 4th place in the Eastern Division, 3-2. Taylor sits back on it, swings, fouls it off on the third base side as that one drifts out of play onto the hill down that third base side. And the count stays full. So good at bat here from Carson Taylor to start with 1 out here in the top of the 3rd inning. Rests the bat on the shoulder, now picks it back up. Menendez fires home the payoff pitch. It's outside for ball 4. Carson Taylor reaches with 1 out here in the 3rd. He draws the first walk and first base runner of the ball game for YD. That'll bring up the second baseman, Sam Hall. So Taylor works the count full and then works his way on base. So Sam Hall, the Clemson Tiger, will step in. Hall at .229 this summer with a double and 2 RBIs. Seen plenty of time in the outfield, but getting the start at second base today for YD. Clemson Tiger bats right-handed. Menendez sets. And the first pitch. Swing and a miss. Might have been a breaking ball there from Menendez, and it catches Hall off guard. It's 0-1. Menendez, a native of Herndon, Virginia. Righty sets at the belt, 0-1. Called a strike again on the inside corner, it's 0-2. It's a sophomore at Wake Forest this season for Wake Forest. Out of the bullpen, 32 appearances, 52 innings, a 3.29 ERA. And similar numbers here on the Cape, with a few starts sprinkled in as he'll turn and throw to first, and Taylor dives back in time. No steals for Taylor on over at first. Just his 2nd time on base this summer. Hall digs back in, he's behind 0-2. Menendez a set and the 0-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Breaking ball down and outside, gets Hall to fin over the top of it. The first strikeout of the game for Menendez. And that will bring Wyatt Young to the plate with 2 outs as the lineup flips over.
Back to the top of the order for the
Young grounded out
shortstop,
to the shortstop, Hal Hughes, to start this ball game.
Wyatt Young.
Entered today tied for first in average across the entire Cape League at .351. 6 doubles, 2 triples, 1 home run for Wyatt. He'll dig in from the left side. The 5'7" freshman out of Pepperdine. Taylor takes his lead off of first. Menendez, a pause, and the first pitch. Swinging a chopper right at the first baseman, Nico Cavadas. He stabs it out of the air, steps on the first base pillow, and he'll be in time to retire Wyatt Young. Carson Taylor draws a 1-out walk, but he's left stranded at first as the Red Sox are set down in the 3rd inning. Well, to the bottom half of the frame. No score between Harwich and YD here on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network.
Number 1.
Bottom half of the third inning here from White House Field. No score between Whitey and Harwich, the second and fourth place team in the Eastern Division. It'll be 8-9-1 in the Harwich lineup stepping to the plate here in the bottom of the third. Michael Rothenberg, Riley Tirana, and Daniel Cabrera. First pitch to Rothenberg. The catcher swings and fouls it back over our heads and out of play, and it's 0-1. Rothenberg doing the catching for Harwich today out of Duke, hitting 191 with a double and 2 RBIs. Eric Tolman on the mound for YD. The Arizona State Sun Devil is retired 6 straight. 0-1. Fastball misses inside, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. So Tolman served up a leadoff double on the first pitch of the bottom of the first inning to Daniel Cabrera. 1-1. Changeup misses down and outside, and it's 2 balls and a strike on Cabrera. But not on Cabrera, on Rothenberg. But after that Cabrera base hit, it's been 6 up and 6 down for Tolman. 2-1, swing and a foul. Swing. High fly on the first base side, foul territory, and it's Eric Tolman off the mound who makes the catch in foul territory. So how about that for Eric Tolman off the mound, taking what probably should have been Jack Thomas Wold's ball at first base and makes the catch for the first down of the inning. So an F1, and there's 1 down here in the bottom half of the third inning. And now Riley Tirana, a one-time Red Sox, now here with Harwich. Batting in the 9th spot for the Mariners, facing Tolman. The kick in the first pitch from the lefty. Fastball misses high, and it's 1-0. Tirana with Harwich. This is just his 4th game, hitting 167 with a double and an RBI. Shortstop third baseman today for Harwich out of Dayton. 1-0 misses outside with the fastball. It's now 2 balls and no strikes with Riley, who got really just pushed out of a crowded Whitey infield. 2 balls and no strikes. Tolman winds, and the pitch. Fastball called a strike on the inside corner by the home plate umpire Mark Delaney, and it's 2-1. Jason Klump is the umpire over at first, and David Vivianos is over on at third. 2-1, breaking ball misses low, might have been the changeup, and the count will go to 3 balls and 1 strike on the 9-man Tirana. No walks for Tolman so far. 9 walks in 22 innings this summer entering today for the left-hander. He peers in at Austin Wells, putting down the signs for Whitey behind the plate. Gets his sign in the 3-1. Fastball misses low for ball 4. Austin Wells double clutch behind the plate. He thought it might have caught the strike zone at the knees. Instead, it's a 1-out walk to Riley Tirana. And with 1 down, there's a runner on for Daniel Cabrera, who has the only hit today. Pitch didn't miss by a whole lot. But here's Daniel Cabrera, the LSU Tiger. His double back in the first inning was his 4th of the summer. He bats leadoff for Harwich. With 1 on, Tolman sets at the belt, a peek at first in the first pitch. Slider catches the strike zone on the inside corner, and it's 0-1. Beautiful night for baseball here at White House Field. Temperature sitting around 70 degrees. And mostly blue skies. Tolman sets 0-1. There goes the runner from first, swinging a chopper out towards the vacated hole at short where Wyatt Young went to go cover the second base bag and into left field for a base hit. Tirana going on the pitch, rounds second, and goes to third. A single for Daniel Cabrera puts runners on the corners. Here with 1 out for Hal Hughes. Wyatt Young going to cover the bag at second on the hit and run by Tirana and Cabrera. And Cabrera hits the ball right where Wyatt Young should have been at his shortstop position. Instead, shaded over to go cover that second base bag and trickles into right field for a base hit. It could have been a double play if there was no hit and run. Instead, now runners on the corners and 1 out for Hughes. He grounded out his first time up, first pitch. This is inside for ball 1. It's 1-0.
Yeah, just an unfortunate swing of the bat there for Eric Tolman. Not much you can do. You get the high chopper. An easy ground ball would be tailor-made had the runner not been going. But with the runner in motion and the ball hit where Wyatt Young used to be, it's a quick first to third.
1-0. Hughes shows bunt, pops it up, but it drifts foul on the first base side and trickles towards the fence. It's now 1 ball and 1 strike on Hughes. Well, Hughes has been struggling this summer with the bat. 162 with 1 double and 2 RBIs. And if he can get a ground ball to one of his middle infielders, and Wyatt Young, Sam Hall, potential for a double play. So Cabrera leads off of, Toronto leads off of third, Cabrera off of first. The 1-1 swing and a blooper, shallow left field. Wyatt Young backpedaling over his head, sticks his glove up and makes the catch. Hughes just gets that one, looked like in off the fists, and got it towards shallow left center field. Wyatt Young backpedaling at his shortstop position, sticks his glove straight over his head and makes the catch for the second out of the inning. So with 2 down, runners still on the corners, and Joey Weimer will step to the plate.
That's just as good as a strikeout if you're Eric Tolman. There's no chance for an advance on that play. And you keep it on the infield. It's an easy second out recorded. Wyatt Young needed all of his 5-7 frame to snag that one on the back pedal, but alas, it's the second out of the inning, but a guy who had 3 different 2-out RBIs.
Turning a throw to first. They have Cabrera picked off. He was going on the pitch. The throw from Jack Thomas Wold hits Cabrera in the back. Toronto will come home to scores. The ball gets away from the middle infielders for YD with it hitting Cabrera. The run comes across to score, and it's 1-0 Harwich. So the Mariners trying to put their runners into motion. Cabrera went from first. Tolman had him picked off. A good throw to second would have gotten Cabrera. Instead, it gets Cabrera right on the number 4 on his back and drops onto the dirt. And as soon as that happens, Toronto easily comes home from third and scores. And now we have Sam Hall jogging off the field from his second base spot. We'll see what the decision is right here. Either Hall getting replaced or switching his glove. I'm going to guess replaced. We'll see right here as we're paused. It's 1-0 Harwich here in the bottom of the third inning. So a stolen base for Cabrera. And a run scored for Harwich off that miscue. Still waiting for someone to emerge from the YD dugout. TJ Mathewson, Andre Sims here with you from White House Field. Harwich taking advantage of a defensive miscue by the Red Sox. Runners on the corners. Daniel Cabrera at first stole second, or attempted to steal second. Eric Tolman, instead of throwing home, threw to first. For a second, it looked like the Red Sox had Cabrera picked off. And then Jack Thomas Wold playing first, trying to make a throw down to second, threw it into the back of Cabrera, and the ball hit the dirt. So the runner at third, Riley Toronto, as soon as he sees that, comes home and scores. Still waiting on what could be a substitution for YD. Sam Hall jogged off the field now about 30 seconds ago. And there's no one at second base for YD.
And just an unfortunate play there for Eric Tolman. Has the runner picked off. He was going on first move. Throws over, and this has kind of been the narrative for YD, unfortunately. It's cost them a lot of games this season. You look at where they are in their standings right now. They could easily be in first base if they didn't shoot themselves in the foot as many times as they have this season. That's another one of those moments where your offense is struggling. One run matters for that throw to go into the back of Daniel Cabrera and allow a run to score before Joey Weimer Jr. He doesn't have a chance to swing the bat with 2 down in the inning. That could prove costly.
Tolman just doing some light tossing now on the mound as we still wait for a substitution. It is a tricky throw for Jack Thomas Wold, though, going off the bag, trying to throw around the runner Cabrera and get it to second base. We're still waiting on a substitution here at White House Field. It was scoreless through the first 2.5 frames of this ball game. And Eric Tolman at one point retired 7 straight, and then a walk and a single would put runners on the corners. Hal Hughes would line out to or pop out to short. And then the stolen base, which would put the Harwich Mariners on the scoreboard. We're going to step aside. We'll come back when we have an update on the situation on the field. So Sam Hall jogs back out of the Whitey dugout. Looks like he's all right. We thought for a second it was a substitution, but no, it seemed that Sam Hall got a cut above his eye on that play. Got it taped up and is now back out there at second base. So he's all good, and we're just about ready to get back underway here. Joey Weimer stepping to the plate with 2 on, and the runner Cabrera on at second. You're in the bottom of the 3rd inning at White House Field. Eric Tolman winds, and the first pitch to Weimer. A changeup misses low for ball 1. It's 1-0. Weimer struck out swinging back in the 1st inning. The first strikeout, victim of the day for Eric Tolman, 1 of 3. Left-hander sets right at the belt. And the 1-0. Swinging a pop-up, foul territory, behind home plate, and it drifts out of play. And the count will go to 1 ball and 1 strike here on Joey Weimer. Out of Cincinnati. Weimer stands at 6'4", 215. He's got some nice blonde locks flowing out of the back of his helmet. Like to call that flow. 1-1 on its way from Tolman. It misses outside, and it's 2 balls and a strike. Lettuce, salad,
I usually go lettuce, personally.
2 balls and a strike here on Weimer. Well, we've seen some good hair over the summer.
I would
as 2-1 called a strike on the inside corner, 2-2.
I would throw Carlos Lamelli in there. For the
lettuce.
Cape Cod all lettuce team.
Oh, yes. 2 balls and 2 strikes here on Weimer. Tolman gets his sign from Austin Wells. Comes set. And the 2-2 from the lefty. Breaking ball, swing and a miss, strike 3. 4th strikeout of the game for Eric Tolman. He fans Joey Weimer for the 2nd time tonight. And he escapes the jam here in the 3rd inning. Mariners push across the run. Riley Tirana trots home to score on a defensive miscue by Whitey. It's 1-0 Harwich as we head to the 4th inning here at White House Field. You're listening to Whitey Red Sox baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. Two, 3, and 4 in the Red Sox lineup set to come to the plate here in the top of the 4th inning. Antonio Menendez still on the bump for the Harwich Mariners. He's faced 1 over the minimum through 3 full frames. Out to start his 4th. TJ Mathewson and Andre Sims here with you from Harwich. Beasley, Wells, and Wold penciled to come to the plate. First pitch from the Wake Forest righty. The sidewinder fires it into Beasley. He shows bunt, taps it foul up the 3rd base side, and it's 0-1. Whitey still looking for the first hit of the game. They've reached base once on a Carson Taylor walk, and that's it. Menendez kicks, and the 0-1. Breaking ball misses low, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. So this Menendez-Tolman matchup, the same matchup we got back on July 16th when these two previously played, as the 1-1 is swung on and missed by Beasley. And the count's 1 ball and 2 strikes apart. I think July 20th. That sounds more correct. But back here last week at White House Field, that was the matchup between these two. As the 1-2, breaking ball just misses away. Rothenberg held it on the outside edge for a second, but Mark Delaney didn't ring up Brad Beasley. Counts now 2-2. Menendez fires. Swing and a miss, strike 3. There's the strikeout for Menendez, a pitch later. The 2nd strikeout of the game for the righty, and there's 1 down for Whitey here in the 4th inning, and Austin Wells steps to the plate. Wells back in the first inning. Hit probably the hardest baseball that either team has hit today, but lined it out to Dylan Noisy in center field. Left-hander out of Arizona. Hitting .316 entering today. That's left-handed. His last time he faced Menendez. As first pitch, swinging a rocket right at second base. Christian Fedko barely has to move a step and retires Wells. So back-to-back scorchers off the bat of Austin Wells. And there's quickly 2 outs for YD here in the 4th inning. And Wells has just absolutely barreled up a couple of baseballs, but has an 0 for 2 to show for it. So Jack Thomas Wold steps to the plate, the first baseman out of UNLV. First pitch, swinging a pop-up on the infield in fair territory. Riley Terada circling near the third base bag, and the Harwich Mariner settles underneath it and makes the catch for out number 3. 1-2-3 go the Red Sox in the top half of the 4th inning. What's the bottom half of the frame? It's 1-0 Harwich here on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. Four, 5, and 6 in the Harwich lineup. Set to come to the plate in the bottom of the 4th inning, with the Mariners leading the Red Sox by a score of 1-0. TJ Mathewson and Andre Sims here with you from White House Field. Christian Fedko set to lead it off, followed by Nico Cavanas and Dylan Noisy. Fedko, the starting second baseman for the Eastern Division in the All-Star game about a week ago, steps in. Out of UConn, hitting .276 entering today. Eric Tolman winds, fires the first pitch, a swing and a foul off the foot of Fedko, and it's 0-1. Tolman has pitched all right so far. Has served up a pair of base hits, the only run coming in on an interesting play. Runners on at first and third. The runner at first, Daniel Cabrera, tried stealing second. Jack Thomas Wold at first trying to throw him out. Ended up throwing the ball into the back of Cabrera, which allowed the runner at third, Riley Terada, to come home and score. As the 0-1 fastball swing, and it's lined right at short, and Wyatt Young, moving off to his right, stabs it out of the air. And that'll be the first out of this bottom of the 4th inning. A hard hit off the bat of Christian Fedko, but it finds the leather of Wyatt Young, and there's one down. So Nico Cavanas, the league's home run leader, digs in. Hitting .270 entering today with those 9 home runs. Tolman winds first pitch to Cavanas, misses upstairs, and it's 1-0. So Cavanas hit his 9th home run of the season yesterday in Harwich's 9-1 win at Katuitt. And that's already more than the league leader Nick Osborne and Davis Sims had last season, as the 1-0 called a strike on the outside corner. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. And in fact, 5 of the last 6 seasons, the league leader has had 8 home runs, as the 1-1 is chopped foul up the first base side, and it's 1-2. The only season where it wasn't 8 home runs for the lead is when in 2015, when Now Boston Red Sox prospect Bobby Dahlbeck out of the University of Arizona hit 12 for the Orleans Firebirds. Tolman winds and the 1-2 to Cavadas. Breaking ball fouled straight back, and it's 1-2. In fact, it's rare you see guys up here on the Cape, at least in the point streaks era, dating back to 2009, hit more than 8 home runs. I mean, usually the guys will have around 7 or 8 to lead the league. 1-2 to Cavadas. Breaking ball misses away, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. The one outlier in 2012, 5 different players hit 10 or more home runs. 5. Cavadas is one away from that, but he won't get it here. 2-2, swung on and missed for strike 3. Tolman gets his 5th strikeout of the ball game. He gets Cavadas swinging for the 2nd time today, and there's 2 down here in the 4th inning, and Dylan Noisy will come to the plate. Noisy flew out to left field his first time up, hitting just 196 entering today. It is only 2 home runs of the season in that 9-4 win against YD last week. First pitch, breaking ball, swung on and missed. The slider from Tolman proving to be effective here so far, and it's 0-1. Noisy out of Texas Tech. 5'10", 175 pounds, but some serious pop in that bat. 0-1. Breaking ball in the dirt, picked out of there by Wells. On a hop, he scooped it out of the dirt looking like a first baseman behind the plate. And the count's even at 1 ball and 1 strike. Tolman fires home the 1-1. Breaking ball misses away. Missed with the slider there. It stayed upstairs and outside. And it's 2 balls and 1 strike. Tolman working quickly. Right back into the windup, the 2-1. Swinging, it's fouled down the first base side. Heading past the YD bullpen. And the count evens at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Tolman looking to get through 4 innings, allowing just 1 run. The Arizona State lefty peers in at Austin Wells, shakes off Wells once, now winds, the 2-2. Slider down and inside. Noisy holds the bat on his shoulder. It's ball 3, and the count's full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Tolman an ERA just over 4 entering today. A solid outing his last time out against these Harwich Mariners. In that 9-4 loss, he went 4 2/3 with 2 runs on 3 hits. He winds, and the 3-2. Breaking ball, misses inside, ball 4. Tolman tried to go back to the slider one more time, but couldn't locate it. This is just inside off the plate to Noisy. He reaches with 2 outs, and Chris Lanzilli will come to the plate. Lanzilli, the Wake Forest product, struck out swinging his first time up. As he steps in from the righty batter's box. Tolman gonna have to work back into the stretch here with the runner Noisy on at first. 5 for 7 on steals for Noisy as first pitch swing, and it's fouled back by Lanzilli up on the third base side of home plate, and it's 0-1. Lanzilli, 6'2", 215 pounds out of Wake Forest. Native of Stoneham, Massachusetts. This past season drafted as Tolman turns and throws to first. Noisy back in without a dive. But Lanzilli in the 2019 MLB draft selected by the San Francisco Giants in the 39th round. Season at Wake Forest hit .350, 16 long balls. He digs back in from the right side. Tolman sets. And the 0-1 from the left-hander. Fastball misses inside. Austin Wells on the transfer has it popped behind him. But he turns around, picks it up, fires it back to Tolman. No advance from Noisy. Lanzilli also first team All-ACC and was top 10 in the ACC in doubles, home runs, RBIs, and batting average. Tolman a set and the 1-1. Swinging a rocket, left center field, chasing back Tate Samuelson. He can't get there, it drops in for a base hit. Noisy hits the bag at third. He's being sent home. The cutoff throw into home, not in time. Noisy scores from first, an RBI double with 2 outs from Chris Lanzilli. He lines that one into left center field, and the good speed of Dylan Noisy just beats the relay throw of Wyatt Young. And it's now 2-0 Harwich here in the 4th inning.
And it really took all the speed that Noisy has on that one. It was an excellent relay from Samuelson to Young, and it was I'm continue to be more baffled by the fact that Wyatt Young plays second base every day for Pepperdine, because that is not a second baseman's throw from shallow left field to get that in accurately to Austin Wells to give him a chance to make that tag. It was an excellent relay. Someone who doesn't have the speed of Noisy is probably hosed on that one.
So that's where that full count walk to Dylan Noisy with 2 outs really comes back to bite you. First pitch on the way to Michael Rothenberg, the catcher out of Duke, watches strike 1. On the outside corner, it's 0-1. So now Lanzilli stands at second. A run in for Harwich here in the bottom of the 4th inning. They lead 2-0. Tolman sets. California native looks back at second and the 0-1. Change up, swung on and missed. So Rothenberg swung right over the top of that pitch that just flutters down. Looks like a fastball into the hand of Tolman until the bottom just falls out and disappears into the dirt. And Rothenberg, the victim there. It's no balls and 2 strikes. Tolman looking for that 3rd out here in the bottom of the 4th. Peers in at Austin Wells. Throwing down the signs for YD. Gets his sign, comes set. Kicks 0-2. Breaking ball, swing and a miss, strike 3. Goes to the slider and strikes out Michael Rothenberg to end this 4th inning. The 2-out walk and RBI double from Chris Lanzilli comes back to bite Tolman. A 2 RBI double with 2 outs here in the 4th inning has put the Harwich Mariners up 2-0 as we head to the 5th inning. You're listening to YD Red Sox Baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network.
Tate Samuelson set to lead things off for the Red Sox, top of the 5th. 2-0 Harwich is the score in this one. Andre Sims, TJ Mathewson with you. Samuelson ahead in the count now, 1-0, facing the righty still Menendez. 1-0 pitch is a breaking ball that drops in on the inside corner, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike. Offense yet to get anything going in this one. Really the last few games. The big swing and a miss from Tate Samuelson, and it's 1 ball, 2 strikes. One-two to Samuelson. Big swing and a miss. He was out in front of the changeup there. That's the first out of the inning. So now Riley King steps in, 0 for 1 on the day. Was robbed of a hit by Riley Terada. Back in his first at-bat in the 2nd inning. The lone base runner in this game for YD, Carson Taylor Walk. Other than that, it's been all zeros. Riley King waits in the right-hander's batter's box. Righty-righty matchup as he spoils the first pitch fouled over our heads. And it's 0-1. Oh, 1 pitch, breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and it's 0-2. Oh, 2 pitch misses downstairs, and Riley King will see another one. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Riley King seeing the average dip down to 308 as collectively this entire lineup has struggled of late as that one spoiled over the first baseman's head, and that'll drop in for the first hit. In the scorebook, it goes in there as a line drive single, but in the end, a hit is all the hit the same. And it's a single for Riley King with 1 down in the inning, and now Jake Palmer will bat.
The Harwich Mariners have already seen no-hitters this season. Jacob Polish, one of their left-handed arms out of Stanford, tossed a 7-inning complete game shutout and a no-hitter earlier this season. And the Red Sox no hits through 4, but no longer. Riley King didn't even have to hit it all that hard, but it gets the job done.
Sometimes all you need to do is find a hole. Riley King just that, and now he's off with the pitch. The throw from Rothenberg from his knees. Not in time, as it was almost an excellent tag from Hal Hughes, who came sliding in to snag that one on a hop. But King's in there at second base with the stolen base, and just like that, the Red Sox have a runner in scoring position here with 1 down.
And not a good throw there from Rothenberg. That one well to the right of second base. Hal Hughes from his position at short had to go all the way across the base, lay out to get that ball. He's able to snag it cleanly out of the dirt and sprawl towards Riley King to try and tag King, but King missed it, able to avoid it.
The Palmer now in an RBI spot. Squares to Button, lays down a good one up the third base line. It'll stay fair. Toronto throw to first is not in time as Palmer beats it out. There was a slight hesitation from Riley Tirada on the third base line to see if that would maybe hit the lip of the infield grass and tick foul. In the end, it was excellently placed, and its runners on the corners. Still 1 down, and Carson Taylor strides to the plate.
Just a perfect bunt there from Jake Palmer. Keeps it on the dirt of the baseline, down that third baseline. And Riley Tirada, that hesitation might have been to wait and let it go foul, but no, he decided to pick it up and try and get Palmer out at first, who just gets in front of the throw.
So runners at the corner, and Taylor steps in. Taylor still looking for his first hit in a YD uniform, and this would be a great time to get it. First pitch from Menendez. Off the inner half, and it's ball 1-0. Taylor entered the day 0 for 14. Drew a walk in his first at-bat this evening. Quick check on Palmer at first. He's back easily with the headlong dive. Taylor, the switch hitter, batting from the left side against the righty Menendez. ACC matchup, Wake Forest versus Virginia Tech. 1-0 pitch misses downstairs. It's a hitter's count now. 2 balls, no strikes. And that'll get Brewster pitching, not Brewster, Harwich pitching coach out of the dugout and have a quick chat with Menendez as he was cruising through the first parts of this game, but now finds himself struggling in the top of the 5th. And we've seen this YD team, TJ, struggle with top-tier pitching a lot this season, especially when we talk about not scoring more than 3 runs against Chatham, and they've struggled to score runs at times against this Harwich team. And in a game where they already find themselves down 2-0 and struggling offensively, this seems like an opportunity they have to cash in on.
Yeah, and it also goes along with the saying that most of the time good pitching beats good hitting. And the quality of arms that Harwich is throwing out of their bullpen and in their rotation is just, you got to respect it. And it's all about adjustments. It's always better when it's a team in your division. You get to see them 6 times, and you finally get to see an arm twice, 3 times. Finally, maybe get a good pitch to hit and, know what to expect.
2-0 the count to Carson Taylor. The Virginia Tech catcher by trade, DHing tonight, swings at the 2-0 pitch and launches it to right field. That one is deep, and it is gone. What a way to get on the hit column, Carson Taylor. He sends the 2-0 pitch high and deep down the right field line and just sneaks it over the fence. And just like that, it's 3-2 Red Sox. Taylor into the hit column, into the RBI column, and into the home run column, all on one swing. The Red Sox take the lead.
And you talk about cashing in. That is exactly what you like to see from Carson Taylor. Yeah, had a rough night last night. Still going hitless and then committing 2 errors behind the plate. The one big one in the 8th inning that had Chatham push across the go-ahead run for the win and the sweep of Whitey, and then comes up here. Finally gets a breaking ball on the inner half, turns it around, does not miss it, out over the right field fence.
Sam Hall now steps in and looks at a first pitch that misses. 1 ball, no strikes. So just like that, Carson Taylor, who had been struggling at the plate, working with Scott Pickler in BP, one swing of the bat, endears himself to the YD dugout. And it's 3-2 Red Sox as Sam Hall looks at the 1-0 pitch that also misses. Rothenberg held it for a long time, but it's 2-0. And that's really, you think about the last few games, TJ, it seems like YD just couldn't get the big hit. They would get runners on. It's now 2-1 to Sam Hall as he squares to bunt and misses it. But seems like they would have a runner on here, 2 runners on there, even the bases loaded at times, and they were just unable to cash in. And so that's got to be a good sigh of relief for this entire Red Sox team.
Yeah, absolutely. And especially with Austin Wells not seeing the ball quite as well. And Wyatt Young as well, not as on fire as they were earlier on this season.
Sam Hall, 9-hole hitter, struck out his first time up. Still only 1 down here in the inning. That one misses wide and the count's full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. We've talked about it a lot this season. The biggest barometer of this team's success is not what the top half of the order does. It's what kind of production they get out from the bottom half of the order. Is now Sam Hall draws a walk to keep the line moving, and now Wyatt Young will bat with the runner on first.
Number 7, the shortstop from Pepperdine, Wyatt Young.
Still no action in the Harwich bullpen, as Wyatt Young will step in for his 3rd at-bat of the day. Sam Hall and his 30 steal speed is on first base. First pitch to him. Fastball in there at the knees for a called strike, 0-1. Wyatt Young, a couple of ground outs in this one. 1 to short, 1 to first. Looking for his first hit of the ball game. Sam Hall's running with the pitch. The throw is in there, and it is in time as it's a great tag from Hal Hughes, and that's the 2nd out of the inning. A better throw from Rothenberg gets the speedy Sam Hall, and now Wyatt Young will continue his at-bat. 1 ball, 1 strike with nobody on.
Well, Rothenberg still leaves the throw short of the base, but gives a good hop for Hughes. We really saw the arm strength there, and it wasn't a straight throw, but strong enough that the 1 hop was still in plenty of time.
1-1 pitch is in there at the bottom half of the zone, and it's 1 ball, 2 strikes. 3 runs in for YD in this one, courtesy of the 3-run shot off the bat of Carson Taylor. Wyatt Young with 2 outs looking to keep the inning going. He sends one on the ground up the middle, and he'll do just that as he gets a base knock. 2-out single for Wyatt Young, and now Brad Beasley will stroll to the plate. Good response from YD here as they pick up their starter, Eric Tolman, who's now can see himself in line for a win.
The center fielder from Cal Poly, Brad Beasley.
So Brad Beasley, Cal Poly product, steps in 0 for 2 on the day. Menendez out of the stretch, checks on Young, now delivers. Big first swing from Beasley on a fastball at the top of the zone, and it's 0-1. When this YD offense is at its best, it's when they have innings like this where they send 6, 7, 8 guys to the plate, multiple base hits. 0-1 to Beasley. Out in front of the off-speed pitch, and it's 0-2.
Come on, Bees.
Beasley's average sits at 282 now in 30 games. Menendez checks on Young once again, now set to deliver the 0-2. Got him on the outside corner, and that's the final out of the inning. The Red Sox get on the board with the Carson Taylor 3-run shot. It's now 3-2 Red Sox. We head to the bottom of the 5th inning. You're listening to Red Sox Baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. Riley Terada, 9-hole hitter, leading things off as he looks at a first pitch from Tolman. It's an off-speed pitch in there for a called strike, and it's 0-1 to start the bottom of the 5th. Tolman working for a lead for the first time today. Andre Sims alongside me, TJ Mathewson here as we're in the bottom of the 5th inning at White House Field in Harwich. 0-1 pitch misses just at the shins of Riley Terada, and it's 1-1. 1-1 once again misses at the shins. 2 balls, 1 strike. This is game 39 for YD this season as we hit the final stretch with playoffs beginning late next week as Terada slices one out of play. 2-2. Playoffs set to start. I believe it's a week from today. As the standings are right now, as that one looks to cross up Austin Wells a bit behind the plate, and it's a full count. The playoffs were to start today. Chatham would be facing this Harwich team in a matchup of 2 of the best pitching staffs on Cape Cod, and YD would be taking on the Orleans Firebirds. Payoff pitch to Riley Terada. Skied off and out of play to the right side, and it's still 3-2. Terada, of course, former Red Sox, Dayton Flyer, plays a great defensive third base. Said hi to us earlier today before batting practice. That one's skied to shallow left field. Wyatt Young coming out. Samuelson coming in. It'll be Samuelson to squeeze it and make the play for the first out of the inning. So top of the order now, Daniel Cabrera, who's had a great day so far.
For the right fielder from LSU, Daniel Cabrera.
LSU product is 2 for 2 on the day. Hasn't come around to score either time, though. Doubled in the first to lead off the game and then hit a single back in the third inning. First pitch to him is in there for a called strike. It's a fastball from Tolman, and it's 0-1. That one's absolutely smoked, but right at Jake Palmer. He was positioned well out and right, and that's the second out of the inning. Man, Daniel Cabrera is seeing Eric Tolman well in this one.
Yeah, and especially with the lefty-on-lefty matchup, you'd think it would be a little tricky for Cabrera, but he has barreled 3 baseballs today. That one of the hardest hit ones, just unfortunately right at Jake Palmer. He's one in the first inning, perfectly split Beasley and Palmer for his leadoff double.
Hal Hughes now steps in 0 for 2. Tolman out of the windup looking for a shutdown inning. First pitch misses just downstairs, and it's 1-0. One-0 pitch to Hughes. Breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, 1-1. You can see the confidence of Eric Tolman when he's working with a lead. Works quickly on the mound, is efficient, really locates his pitch as well as that one dots the inside corner, but just below the knees. And it's 2 balls, 1 strike. Eric Tolman figures to be a key cog of a somewhat depleted ASU pitching staff come the spring. In his sophomore campaign, as Hughes smokes one into the left side hole, and that's a 2-out base knock. First hit of the day for Hal Hughes, and Joey Weimer Jr. now will step in. He's got a couple of strikeouts today.
Number 16, the left fielder from Cincinnati, Joey Weimer.
Joey Weimer Jr., the Cincinnati Bearcat. He steps in. First pitch to him is in there for a called strike at the knees, 0-1. Lights are on here at White House Field, not really taking any effect. That one's grounded right at Sam Hall. He'll go to first. Good stretch from Jack Thomas Wold as he gets him on the back end, and that'll end the inning. Tolman works around the 1-out base hit from Hal Hughes and keeps the score at 3-2. We head to the top of the 6th inning. The Red Sox lead. You're listening to Red Sox Baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. Austin Wells strides to the plate for his 3rd at-bat of the day. First pitch to him, still Menendez on the mound as it's a called strike, 0-1. There is a pitcher beginning to stretch in the Harwich bullpen. Should Menendez run into some trouble as Austin Wells is late on the off-speed pitch, and it's 0-2. Wells in a bit of a cold streak right now at the plate. 5 for his last 22, including his 2 at-bats tonight. 0-2 pitch is in the dirt. And it's 1-2. Bit of a cotton candy sky lines the trees just to our left behind home plate. Sun continues to set here in Harwich. Slight chill in the air as it's now 2 balls, 2 strikes to the lefty out of Arizona. Big swing and a miss from Wells, and he's down swinging. He's 0 for 3 on the day. So now Jack Thomas Wold will stride to the plate.
Number 19, the first baseman from UNLV.
First baseman.
Jack Thomas Wold.
First pitch from Menendez. He's absolutely roped down the right field line, and that's a fair ball. And should be extra bases for Wold. Rounding second, he will coast into second base with the double. And it's 1 down, and the Red Sox once again have a runner in scoring position. Hard hit ball from Jack Thomas Wold as he gets it. Just keeps it fair.
Number 34.
Down the right field line, and now Tate Samuelson will step in looking for an RBI. First pitch to Samuelson. Off the inner half, and it's 1-0. This is the point in time where now Whitey can look to really go on the offensive, add to their lead, give the bullpen more of a cushion. You saw the way that Scott Pickler and Tolman were interacting after that 5th. It looks like Tolman's day will be done. It was a very good outing for him. 5 innings, the 2 runs allowed, 6 strikeouts. And you want to give this Whitey bullpen as much to work with as you can. One and 1. That one paints the inside corner at the knees, and it's 1 ball, 2 strikes. One and 2. On the ground, look out Scott Pickler and look out Harwich bullpen. Pick showing his best dodgeball attributes. Brian McLaughlin yelling at Pick to make a play. Peach would have been a lot worse, though. 1 and 2 now the count to Tate Samuelson. I like to give TJ Mathewson a hard time. 1 and 2 pitch to Samuelson. Fouled off at the plate, off the shin guard of Rothenberg behind home plate, and it's still 1 and 2. Riley King waits on deck. Georgia Bulldog, who got the first hit of the game for YD back in the 5th and then came around on the Carson Taylor big fly. Right now, it's Tate Samuelson looking to drive in Jack Thomas Wold. So that one's a breaking ball that stays high, and it's 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Give me a glove, I could have made that play.
You might have been able to make that play with the glove. I'll give you that. TJ might have been able to make the play with the glove.
Bare hand, no.
Bare hand,
not a chance. I'm out of the way. Always play the bounce. And there was no bounce on that line drive.
2-2 pitch. On the ground, left side, right at Hal Hughes. He scoops it up. He'll go over to first. And Samuelson's retired 6-3. So now it'll be a 2-out RBI opportunity for Riley King as he steps in.
4, the third baseman from the University of
1 for
Georgia,
2 on the day with the run.
King.
Menendez taking some time, steps off. Menendez out of the stretch. First pitch to King. Flared, and that one will be caught by Riley Terada on the broken bat swing, and that'll end the inning. Jack Thomas Wold gets stranded at second base. It's still 3-2. We head to the bottom of the sixth inning. You're listening to Red Sox baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network.
For the Mariners, the second baseman.
Bottom of the sixth inning here at White House Field. 3-2 Red Sox lead as Eric Tolman's day is indeed done as he gives way to the righty out of St. Mary's College, Carlos Lamelli. Lamelli, his first pitch. The breaking ball that just misses downstairs. 0-1. Lamelli, member of the first team All-Lettuce. Delivers a strike, 1-1, making his 8th appearance. Carlos Lamelli, an absolute character on the bus ride to Hartford a few games ago, as Sam Hall fields it on the backhand, long throw to Wold, who's the diving scoop, but just gets his foot off the bag as he was stretching to make the play, and it's an infield single for Christian Fedko.
Number 12, the first baseman from Notre Dame, Nico Cavadas.
Nico Cavadas now will step in. 0 for 2, 2 strikeouts on the day. First pitch from Lamelli is outside, 1-0. What pitch is an off speed in there at the top of the zone. 1-1. Lamelli's 1-1 in there for a called strike, 1-2. Lamelli comes set, working with the runner on first. Deals to Cavadas, the 1-2. Foul tipped back to the screen, and the count holds. Lamelli out of the stretch, set at the belt. Fastball misses just outside, and it's even 2-2. Two-two pitch misses downstairs. Good snag from Austin Wells, and it's a full count. Payoff pitch, big swing and a miss as Kavadas is down swinging. That's a hat trick for him, as that's the first out of the inning.
Number 10, the center fielder from Texas Tech, Dylan Noisy.
Dylan Noisy now steps in. Dylan Noisy, 0 for 1 on the day, drew a walk and came in to score. His last at-bat. First pitch to him is a breaking ball that he swings over the top of, and it's 0-1. Ground ball gets Lamelli out of the inning, potentially. Good speed at Noisy. He'll be tough to double up, and he'll get the chance. Wyatt Young to Sam Hall for one, over to first. Not in time as Noisy's speed just beats it out on the back end. Lamelli got the ground ball he wanted, but was just unable to get the turn as Sam Hall, with quick feet at second, just couldn't beat the quicker feet of Dylan Noisy, and now there's 2 down and a runner on first.
The designated hitter from Wake Forest, Chris Lanzilli.
So swap Fedko with Noisy at first. And Chris Lanzilli, the DH, steps in. He had an RBI double in his last at-bat, scoring Dylan Noisy from first. Noisy bluffs the steal, and the first pitch is in there for a called strike, 0-1. Quick check over on first at Noisy. He's back easily. Wasn't the A move from Carlos Lamelli. Pitch out, the back pick as well, had to slight leap there to keep that ball from going into right field, as there was a lot of mustard on that toss from Austin Wells, and it's 1-1. Noisy goes. The throw from Wells. Not in time, as Sam Hall couldn't get the tag on just in time, and now Noisy is at second base. And it's 2-1 to the batter, Chris Lanzilli. Crucial spot here for Carlos Lamelli as he looks to work around the base runner. He's behind in the count, 2 balls, 1 strike. Noisy dancing, bluffs the steal to third as 2-1 pitch just misses off the inside corner, and it's 3-1. Three-one pitch is an off-speed pitch and a good one. He steals strike 2 and the count's full. Big pitch in this game right now. Full count, runner on second base. Noisy will be off with the pitch. Checks his swing, the appeal to first. No swing. And now it's first and second. It's a 2-out walk.
Number 1, the catcher from Duke,
Mike Rothenberg. Duke Blue Devil now strides to the plate, looking for the big-time 2-out RBI. Rothenberg popped up to Tolman in foul territory in the third inning and then struck out against the lefty back in the fourth. Lamelli bluffs the throw to second. Noisy scampers back. Light starting to take more of an effect here at White House Field as the sun continues to set here on Cape Cod. First pitch to Rothenberg misses outside, and it's 1 ball, no strikes. YD trying to snap a 3-game losing streak. Up by a score of 3-2 here in the bottom of the 6th inning, and that's now 2-0 to Rothenberg as the breaking ball from Lamelli dips just out of the zone at the bottom half. Couple that with Chatham on a 3-game winning streak, and there's starting to be a little separation at the top of the Eastern Division. 2-0 pitch. Blows the fastball by Rothenberg, and it's 2 balls, 1 strike. In the West, the red-hot Falmouth Commodores have won 8 straight now and have skyrocketed up to the top of the Western Division. Two-one pitch from Lamelli. Just low. It's at the shins of Rothenberg. It's a delayed steal from Noisy, and he is out. Heads-up play from Carlos Lamelli as he cut him down just in time. Noticed him, got the throw to Riley King, and Noisy runs into the 3rd out of the inning. Questionable decision there from the Texas Tech product, and that'll end the inning. Noisy runs Harwich right out of the trouble that they were in. We're through 6 full. We enter the top of the 7th. Still 3-2 Red Sox on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. Jake Palmer set to lead things off for the Red Sox in the top of the 7th inning. 7, 8, and 9 due up for YD. Jake Palmer, first pitch swinging, sends one foul up the first base line, and it's 0-1. Palmer batting from the left side. So now even at 1 ball, 1 strike off the new arm, Cam Bauman. Bauman, lefty out of Iowa, kicks and deals, and he misses with the fastball. 2 balls, 1 strike. This is his 7th appearance on the season, gone 12 innings. The ERA at 6.75. He's given up 9 earned runs in those 12 innings, struck out 11, walked 3. Behind 2-1 now to Jake Palmer. Palmer chops one foul towards the YD dugout. And it's now even 2 balls, 2 strikes. So with Bauman entering the game, that closes the book on Antonio Menendez. He went 6 innings, gave up 5 hits, 3 runs. They were all earned. 2 walks and 5 strikeouts. And it's now full count to the first batter that Bauman faces, and Jake Palmer. And it's a leadoff walk for Jake Palmer. Carson Taylor now will stride to the plate and face the lefty. He's got the big hit in this one as he smoked a 3-run home run down the line in right to get the Red Sox on the board and give them the lead in this one. And there's been no offense since, as it stood at Red Sox 3, Harwich 2. The Red Sox 3 runs on those 5 hits, no errors. Harwich 2 runs on 5 hits, no errors in this one. Taylor now flips around, bats from the right-hand side. First pitch to him. In there for a called strike, and it's 0-1. Bauman out of the stretch, drops a breaking ball in there, and it's 0-2 to Carson Taylor. Taylor behind 0-2. Waves and misses at the off-speed pitch downstairs, and that's the first out of the inning. So Taylor's down swinging. He's now 1 for 2 on the day. And now Sam Hall will step in. He's got a walk in this one. Sam Hall, Clemson man, is playing second base tonight. Palmer still waits on first, 1 down in the inning. Infield pretty much straight away. First pitch to Hall. A mighty cut in the right-hander's batter's box, and he's comes up empty, and it's 0-1. Bauman out of the stretch, the 0-1. There's a breaking ball that dips inside at the shins of Sam Hall, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike. Top of the order, Wyatt Young's on deck. That one skied foul and out of play. And it's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Sam Hall been swinging a hot bat of late. Looking to turn the lineup over and give Wyatt Young an RBI opportunity. 1-2. Sky to shallow right field. Cabrera comes in, and he'll make the play for the second out of the inning. So Palmer is forced to hold at first base. And now Wyatt Young, the lefty, will step to the plate.
Number 7, the shortstop.
1 for 3 on the day.
Wyatt Young.
Wyatt Young in a heated race for the batting title as the season winds down. Entered today tied with Max Troiani of Orleans. Singles machine, Max Troiani. First pitch to Wyatt Young. Good breaking ball from Bauman. Gets Wyatt Young out in front and down to a knee. And it's 0-1. Young steps back in. Bauman looking to work around the leadoff walk. That one's in the dirt. Wyatt Young lays off this time, and it's 1-1. A lot of space up the middle. As the second baseman, Fedko, is shaded well towards first. 1-1 pitch. Breaking ball dropped in on the outside corner, and it's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Brad Beasley's on deck. Should he just Wyatt Young keep the inning going? With 2 down, Jake Palmer still on first base. Bauman, the Iowa Hawkeye. Set at the cheek. Palmer's running. Wyatt Young flares it into the left field, and that one will be caught on the run by Joey Weimer Jr. as it just hung up enough for the Cincy product to make the catch, and that'll end the inning. It's stretch time at White House Field. Still 3-2 Red Sox. We head to the bottom of the 7th inning on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network.
And join us for one from Duke.
Bottom 7 here from White House Field in Harwich. It's the Red Sox 3 and the hometown Mariners 2. Here from White House Field, TJ Mathewson and Andre Sims. Here in Harwich, Michael Rothenberg, Riley Tirana. And Daniel Cabrera set to come to the plate here in the bottom half of the 7th. First pitch, swinging a line drive, it dropping into right field. It dunks in front of Jake Palmer for a base hit. Leadoff base hit for Michael Rothenberg. Left-handed swinger just drops one in front of Jake Palmer. And 1 pitch, 1 swing, and 1 base hit for the Mariners here in the bottom of the 7th. So instead of Riley Tirana, Corey Acton will step to the plate out of Florida. 6'1" infielder, bats left-handed. against Carlos Lamelli. Came in relief on Eric Tolman after 5 innings. First pitch, breaking ball on the outside corner, and it's 0-1. So Terada finishes his day 0 for 1 with a walk and a run scored. Mariners trailing by 1 here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Lamelli a pause and a set at the belt. Right-hander fires home the 0-1, swinging a line drive over the head of a leaping Hall and into right field for a base hit. Rothenberg puts on the brakes at second. Back-to-back base hits for the Harwich Mariners, as Rothenberg and Corey Acton, the pitch hitter, line a pair of baseballs into right field and put runners on at first and second for the top of the Harwich lineup. Daniel Cabrera will step to the plate. He's hit 3 rockets tonight, all off of Eric Tolman. It's 2 for 3. So the LSU Tiger Cabrera steps in. A .279 hitter on the season entering today. Lamelli sets, and the right-hander's first pitch. Fastball dots the outside corner. It's 0-1. So Rothenberg at second and Acton at first. Cabrera digging back in from the left side. Riley King playing even with the baseline at third. White Young shaded behind the bag at second, over from its shortstop position. Sam Hall shaded to his left at second base in the second base hole. Lamelli peers in, and Austin Wells gets his sign. The 0-1. Breaking ball called a strike. It's 0-2. That one started on the outside corner, broke back to right around the middle of the plate. And Cabrera left the bat on his shoulder. No balls and 2 strikes. Lamelli out of the stretch, peering in at Wells. The sophomore out of St. Mary's, appearing in his 8th game of the season for YD. 0-2 fastball misses well up and outside, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Dealt with an injury that kept him out for a couple weeks earlier this season. A 1-3 record for Lamelli, 8.59 ERA and 7 appearances entering today in 3 starts. 14 2/3, 13 strikeouts and 3 walks. The right-hander sets, and the 1-2. Breaking ball, swinging a line drive into left field for a base hit. Rounding third and putting on the brakes is Rothenberg, as the throw in from left on a line from Samuelson is fielded by Austin Wells right at home plate. It was a good throw on target. Wells just misread it a little bit as he had to catch it going back to his right. But 3 straight base hits against Carlos Lamelli to start this 7th inning. And Hal Hughes, the shortstop out of LSU, will bat with the bases loaded and no one down. It's been the bullpen that has been the Achilles heel for YD. 2nd worst ERA in the league. And the bullpen, which is already lacking the arms, is being put under more pressure here as Pick now out of the dugout on the first base side. Lamelli has allowed 3 straight singles to start this bottom of the 7th inning. YD clinging to a 3-2 lead here in the bottom half of the 7th frame. We'll see if Pick decides to make a move. He lifts the right hand up, points towards the YD bullpen, and that will do it for Carlos Lamelli. Exits after just 1+. Bases loaded, no one out for the Harwich Mariners, and Hal Hughes coming to the plate with the Mariners, trailing by a run. You're listening to Red Sox Baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. It's Oscar Carvajal, the Fresno State Bulldog, in out of the Whitey bullpen. Bases loaded. Michael Rothenberg at third, Corey Acton at second, and Daniel Cabrera at first. Hal Hughes at the plate. Carvajal, the Fresno State Bulldog, in his 6th appearance of the season. The sophomore right-hander, 2-0, a 3.68 ERA. Red Sox need a ground ball double play right here or a strikeout. Bases juiced, no one down. Carvajal sets. First pitch. Breaking ball called a strike, and it's 0-1. Carvajal's last time out, July 20th against the Brewster Whitecaps, his best outing of the summer. 3 scoreless innings, just 2 hits allowed, and 6 strikeouts to no walks. On the summer, in 7 1/3 innings, he struck out 11 and is yet to walk a batter. He sets right at the belt. Runners take their lead from every base. 0-1. Swing and a line drive into right field for a base hit. Rothenberg scores. Acton gets the hold at third. Everyone moves up a station as Hal Hughes ties this ball game up at 3 here in the 7th inning. An RBI line drive single into right field brings home Michael Rothenberg. And it's 3-all between Harwich and Whitey.
Number 16.
So Carvajal, after working ahead, leaves a pitch over the middle of the plate to Hal Hughes, who hits another solid line drive for Harwich here in this inning. 4 batters and 4 hard-hit balls against the Whitey bullpen. Here's Joey Weimer. The left fielder today is 0 for 3. 2 strikeouts and a ground out to second. Carvajal sets, and the first pitch. Swing and a chopper, foul. Makes its way into the Harwich dugout on the third base side, and it's 0-1. Carvajal, the native of Cerritos, California, drafted in the 32nd round of the 2019 draft by the Houston Astros. But as the deadline has passed, the signing period for MLB teams, Oscar going back to school as a redshirt junior this upcoming season. The Fresno State product sets, and the 0-1. Breaking ball, swing and a miss. Weimer has not been able to figure out either the slider of Eric Tolman or that breaking ball there from Oscar Carvajal. Makes the count 0-2. A run in for Harwich here in the bottom of the 7th. Hal Hughes' RBI single ties this game up at 3. Whitey not even close to being out of the woods yet. 0-2 from Carvajal. Fastball misses away, and it's 1-2. And the Red Sox trying to avoid losing their 4th straight ball game here in Harwich. They lost in Hartford on Tuesday to the Wareham Gatemen 3-2. And then were swept in a home-and-home by the Chatham Anglers the last 2 nights. Carvajal sets. The right-hander's 1-2. Fastball inside, and it gets a piece of Weimer. With 2 strikes, Oscar Carvajal beans Joey Weimer. The run from third and Acton will trot home and score, and the Harwich Mariners take a 4-3 lead here in the 7th. So far, both these runs charged to Carlos Lamelli. It'll be an RBI hit by pitch for Joey Weimer, his first time reaching base today. So 5 batters have stepped to the plate in the 7th inning, and all 5 have reached base. And in that span, the Harwich Mariners go from down 1 run to up 1 run. So here is Christian Fedko, the second baseman. The Yukon Husky is 1 for 3. Last time up, singled to lead off the 6th inning against Carlos Lamelli. First pitch from Carvajal. Breaking ball called a strike, and it's 0-1. So now Weimer's on at first, Hughes is on at second, and Cabrera's on at third. 4 singles and a hit by pitch for Harwich here in the 7th inning. Carvajal, a couple of toe taps, is set. He rocks and fires the 0-1. Breaking ball, swing and a miss. Catches Fedko way off balance. On the 1-strike breaking ball, makes it 0-2. Sam Hall shaded up the middle at second base for Whitey. Riley King playing deep, guarding the line at third. Jack Thomas Wold playing even with the baseline at first, just off the bat. Carvajal sets. 0-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Dials up the heater and gets Fedco to chase after it outside. 3 pitches in the first strikeout of the evening for Oscar Carvajal in the first out of the 7th inning. So now the league's leading home run hitter, Nico Cavada, steps to the plate. Notre Dame Irish is 0 for 3, 3 strikeouts today. Got the hat trick. Hit his league-leading 9th home run yesterday in Harwich's 9-1 win against Cotuit. First pitch from Carvajal. Breaking ball in the dirt. Chested up by Austin Wells. Keeps it in front of him. And it's 1-0. So Cavadas, with the Harwich Mariners at game number 37 on the season, has, including this game, 7 more games to hit his 10th home run. 1-0 from Carvajal. Breaking ball stays upstairs, and it's 2-0, and Cavadas is going to get a pitch to hit here. Nowhere to put the big left-handed slugger. There was one hitter last season in the Cape to reach 10 home runs. However, it took regular and postseason. Spencer Torkelson of Chatham, in just 31 games, combined between regular and postseason, hit 10. 2-0. Swing and a foul straight back, and it makes its way over the press box and the fence behind home plate. And the count goes to 2-1. Torkelson had a Team USA stint right in the middle of the Cape League season, came at the beginning, went to Team USA, and then came back and played throughout the playoffs, where he hit 3 home runs in the Anglers' 6 games in the playoffs. Carvajal again sets at the belt, the 2-1. Swing and a foul off of Austin Wells. And the count will even up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Looks like it caught maybe a piece of the chest protector of Wells, as looks like it barely hit him. So 2 balls and 2 strikes here to Cavadas. Runners off of every base. Still Cabrera at third, Hughes at second, Weimer at first. Oscar Carvajal inherited this bases loaded jam in relief of Carlos Lamelli. The 2-2 from the righty. Breaking ball, swinging a line drive. Caught at first by Jack Thomas Wold. He gets up, steps on first base, and it's in time for the double play. What a play from Jack Thomas Wold, diving off to his left. Picks it up about half a foot off the dirt. Able to get up and step on first base and record the second out. A double play. Erases all the base runners for Harwich. Not before 2 runs come across for the Mariners. An RBI single and an RBI hit by pitch has put the Mariners up 4-3. So it's the 8th inning here at White House Field. You're listening to Whitey Red Sox Baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. Middle of the Whitey order coming to the plate in the top half of the 8th inning, as all of a sudden the Red Sox have 6 outs to scratch across a run to tie this game up. With 2 runs to the bottom of the 7th inning, Harwich has taken a 4-3 lead here at their home ballpark at White House Field. It's Brad Beasley, Austin Wells, and Jack Thomas Wold to step to the plate against Cam Bauman out of Iowa. Hard-throwing left-hander. Peeks over his glove out of the windup first pitch to Beasley. Fastball chopped out towards Hal Hughes at short. On a couple of hops, the LSU Tiger fields, makes a running throw over to first, and there's one down here in the 8th inning. So Austin Wells, after 1 pitch, will step to the plate. The Arizona Wildcat today 0 for 3, a couple of hard hit balls, in his first 2 at-bats, which resulted in a line out and a flyout. And then he struck out swinging back in the 6th inning. So Baumann, the advantage in the lefty-lefty matchup. Wells digs in. First pitch from the lefty. Fastball dots the inside corner. It's 0-1. So 0 for 3 day for Wells. Red Sox trailing by a run here in the top of the 8th inning. The wind in the 0-1. Breaking ball, chopped foul, first base side. As it trickles past the Red Sox dugout, and it's 0-2 on Wells. The Red Sox looking really good heading into the bottom of the 7th inning, and then it all fell apart for Carlos Lamelli. 4 straight singles and a hit by pitch. 0-2. Breaking ball in the dirt, good take by Wells, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. So you had the 4 straight singles and the hit by pitch, which would drive across 2 Harwich runs and put them in front by a score of 4-3. The Red Sox now in danger of losing their 4th straight. Out of the windup, Baumann fires the 1-2. Swing and a line drive, foul down the right field side. Wells well out in front of a breaking ball from Baumann there. And the count will stay at 1 ball and 2 strikes. Wells' 7 home runs, is 3rd in the Cape League. Baumann fires the 1-2, breaking ball, chopped foul, right back behind home plate. And the count's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Bounces off the fence right in front of our table on the first base side of home plate. So still 1 ball and 2 strikes here to Austin Wells. Baumann sets. 1-2. Swing and a ground ball into the hole at second base. Over to his left is Fedko. He fields and throws to first in time to beat Austin Wells. And there's 2 down here in the 8th inning. Good range from Fedko at second base. Moving well off to his left onto the outfield grass to field that ball. And then make the throw over to first to catch Wells. So 2 down, and Jack Thomas Wold will step to the plate. Wold is 1 for 3, doubled his last time up in the 6th. A line drive right down the right field line. First pitch, shows bunt, lays it down, third base side, it stays fair. Rothenberg can't pick it up, it stays in the grass, and Wold is safe. So Jack Thomas Wold taking advantage of his defense. He sees the third baseman, Riley Terada, playing way back at third, and he drops the bunt down. The big man legs it out for a 2-out base hit. Rothenberg looked like he had a play. Moved out to his left from his catching position behind the plate, but tried to pick it up off the grass and came up empty. So Steve Englert is out of the dugout on the third base side for Harwich. It looks like that's going to do it for Baumann. And I think we're going to get to see Joe Boyle, the hard-throwing right-hander out of Notre Dame, jog in. So pitching change here in Harwich. Red Sox have a 2-out base runner. And we will step aside for this pitching change. So it will be the hard-throwing sophomore right-hander out of Notre Dame, Joe Boyle, out of the Harwich bullpen on the third base side. With 2 outs, he inherits a base runner in Jack Thomas Wold and Tate Samuelson coming to the plate. Boyle has been spectacular this season for Harwich. 1-2 record, a 1.54 ERA. This is his 9th appearance. Right-hander sets first pitch, fastball, misses upstairs, it's 1-0. Has struck out 23 batters in 11 2/3 and walked 9. The fastball sits in the high 90s and can touch 100. Stands 6'7", 225 pounds. He's set in the 1-0. Breaking fastball, misses inside, gets past Rothenberg. Wold from first will jog down to second, and he's now in scoring position for Samuelson if he can get one to the outfield. Last time Boyle faced Whitey, he entered in a 4-2 ball game, 2 runners on, and Jack Thomas Wold at the plate. And on the first pitch fastball, Jack Thomas Wold annihilated it over the right field fence and gave Whitey a 5-4 victory. Boyle would take the loss in that one. 2 out. Fastball called a strike, and it's 2-1. That run he gave up to Wold, one of just 2 earned runs he's given up all summer. Pitched 1 scoreless inning for the Eastern Division in the All-Star game on Sunday. 2-1, swing, and it's fouled back from Samuelson behind home plate, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Former number 1 right-handed pitcher in Kentucky in his class of 2017. A 6.38 ERA at Notre Dame this spring. 2-1, breaking ball, strike 3 called. So fastball to Tate Samuelson to get him to 2 strikes, and then drops the hook on Tate to get him looking. 4 out number 3 here in the 8th inning. The threat is left stranded out there on second base, and Jack Thomas Wold went to the bottom half of the 8th inning here from White House Field. It's the Mariners 4 and the Red Sox 3 here on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. So it's Jacob Winger out of the bullpen for YD to start this bottom half of the 8th inning. First pitch from Hare. Bunt is shown by, at the plate, Dylan Noisy. It's bunted foul right at home plate, and it's 0-1. Red Sox trailing 4-3 here in the bottom of the 8th inning. The High Point product sets in the 0-1. Breaking ball, swinging, it's fouled straight back over our heads. And the count's no balls and 2 strikes. Winger, a 1.25 ERA. This is his 10th appearance of the summer in 2 separate stints with YD. 2 stints with the Red Sox and 1 with Bourne. He sets in the 0-2. Breaking ball misses inside off the plate, and it's a ball and 2 strikes. 18 strikeouts across just 4 walks for Winger and 14 in a third innings. Wearing a different number 30. Post from his normal number 36. Red Sox wearing their white alternates. The 1-2. Breaking ball, strike 3 called. Noisy down looking to start the 8th inning. And the first strikeout of the night for Jacob Winger. So 1 down, and Chris Lanzilli will step in. Lanzilli, 1 for 2, an RBI double in the 4th, and he walked in the 6th. Final line for Oscar Carvajal, an inning, allowed 1 hit. None of the runs he gave up were his. It's the first pitch, breaking ball from Winger, misses low, and it's 1-0. So that ended up being 2 runs for Carlos Lamelli. So 2 pit runs each tagged to Eric Tolman and Carlos Lamelli. So Carvajal, 1 inning, 1 hit, as the 1-0 misses again. A bit low, maybe outside, and it's 2 balls and no strikes. So Carvajal, 1 scoreless inning, a hit, and a strikeout. And now Winger it for YD. The right-hander sets, and the 2-0. Fastball, called a strike on the inside corner, and it's now 2 balls and 1 strike. Winger at a high point. 6'5", 210 pounds. 2-1, swing and a miss. And the count will go to 2 balls and 2 strikes. Native of Stuart, Florida. The season at a 3.81 ERA and 28 1/3. Going into his junior season next spring. 2-2 from Winger. Breaking ball misses in the dirt and squeaks away from Austin Wells to his right. And it's now full 3-2. But Winger has been probably the most reliable reliever out of the bullpen for YD outside of Taylor Dollard. And the ERA just over 1 just pops out at you. 1-2-5. 3-2. Swinging a line drive, drops into left field for a base hit. So Chris Lanzilli picks up his 2nd hit of the night. A 1-out single off of Jacob Winger. And that'll bring up Michael Rothenberg, the catcher here, with 1 on and 1 out. Rothenberg, his last time up, started that 7th inning rally for Harwich. As they're going to have a pinch runner at first base. Max Marshak in at first base. Now pinch running for Chris Lanzilli. So Marshak, the wheels on at first. And Rothenberg at the plate, batting left-handed, the catcher out of Duke. So Winger will stride in. Peers in at Austin Wells, gets his side. Trying to keep the lead at just 1 for Harwich. First pitch, off-speed misses low, and it's 1-0. Rothenberg 1 for 3. He scored a run back in that 7th inning as well. It's the tying run in that 7th frame. Winger a long staring at Austin Wells. A turn to look at first, now comes set right at his belt. And the 1-0. There goes the runner from first. Pitch misses outside. Throw down to second by Wells. In time. Max Marshak gunned down on the bases. A hose from Austin Wells behind the plate erases the 1-out base runner for Harwich. And a series of boos raining down from the fans here at White House Field, but that can't take the out off the scoreboard, as there's now 2 down for Rothenberg. What a throw from Austin Wells, right on the money to Wyatt Young. The 2-0. Breaking ball misses low. It's 3 balls, no strikes on Rothenberg. Red Sox in a shift. Wyatt Young shaded now on the second base side of second. And now playing out on the outfield is Sam Hall. 3-0 misses away. And that'll be ball 4. And Rothenberg will take Lanzilli's vacated spot at first, and a 2-out base runner for the Harwich Mariners. So Corey Acton came in to pinch hit in the 7th inning, where he singled following up Rothenberg's leadoff single, and he'll step in for the 2nd straight frame. Acton, the Fort Lauderdale, Florida native, and a freshman at the University of Florida. Batting left-handed, first pitch from Winger. Breaking ball misses inside, and it's 1-0. Acton stands 6'1", 175 pounds, hitting just 150 this season in 40 at-bats, now 41. 1-0 from Winger. Fastball, swing and a miss. As Winger elevated that fastball to the upper half of the strike zone, and Acton couldn't catch up. It's 1-1. Rothenberg, just 1 for 1 on stolen bags this summer, leads off of first. Winger a look over at first, now comes Sapp. The right-hander's 1-1. Fastball, swing and a miss again. Acton could not catch up to that heater from Winger, and it's 1-2. Winger's a strike away from getting out of this 8th inning and lead the runner straight in on at first. Rothenberg lead off the first base pillow. Winger sets. The righty fires home the 1-2. Breaking ball, swinging a dribbler out to Wyatt Young at short. He moves off to his right field and throws to first in time. Acton retired 6-3, and the Red Sox able to strand a base runner in the 8th inning. We'll head to the 9th here at White House Field. The Red Sox need 1 to tie, 2 to take the lead. And it will be 6, 7, and 8 in the Red Sox lineup due up. Riley King, Jake Palmer, and Carson Taylor when we return here on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. So Riley King will lead it off for YD here in the top of the 9th inning. Red Sox trailing 4-3. It's still Joe Boyle out on the mound for Harwich. Came in with 2 outs in the 8th inning and stranded a runner on at second and got Tate Samuelson to strike out looking. So the Notre Dame right-hander will face Riley King. The Georgia Bulldog digs in. First pitch swinging, swings and pops it foul. Out of play behind home plate, and the count's 0-1.
And that's the approach you got to have with Joe Boyle is get up there, look fastball first pitch. He's going to try to get strike one. He's a strikeout guy. He wants to get ahead and work from ahead because then it becomes incrementally harder pitch by pitch. And we saw that's what Jack Thomas Wold did to hit his home run when he took Joe Boyle deep, was just turn the first pitch around.
0-1, breaking ball, swing and a miss. And it snowballs in 2 strikes. You're saying probably going to get a first pitch fastball, and it might be the best one you get to hit.
Yeah, because it's hard when you're sitting on 99 to 100 and then that breaking ball gets dropped in there for strike 2. It's really hard to adjust.
So King quickly behind, no balls and 2 strikes. Boyle sets. 0-2. Breaking ball misses away. Tried to dot the outside corner and just missed. So 1 ball and 2 strikes on King. That's just a tough cookie to figure out.
Must be how major league hitters feel facing Aroldis Chapman, where it's just you got so much to deal with the fastball. It's just
as a breaking ball called strike 3. King, no argument, will walk back to the Red Sox dugout. 2 batters faced and 2 strikeouts for Joe Boyle. And yes, I would agree with that. You're just hoping to catch up to a fastball. And then you get a breaking ball that starts at your shoulder and breaks onto the inside corner.
It just seems unfair. Like, you got so much to worry about with the fastball, and then you have to adjust to a curveball that can be located for a strike. That's a lethal combination for a closer.
So with 1 out, here's Jake Palmer. Reached base twice today. Bunt single, first pitch, fastball misses, and it's 1-0. Reached on a bunt single, scored a run on the Carson Taylor 3-run bomb in the fifth, and then walked his last time up in the 7th inning. The UC Irvine product entered today hitting .264. Bats left-handed. He's ahead 1-0. Pitch from Boyle. Fastball. Misses down and away, and it's 2 balls and no strikes. 2 more outs for YD. Between them and either a tie ball game or a 4th straight loss. Palmer digs back in, points his bat out towards center field, now brings it back, rests it on his shoulder. Boyle sets 2-0. Fastball brushes Palmer back, and it misses inside. 3 balls and no strikes. Boyle, a second-year Cape Cod League player, made a brief appearance with the Katuitt Kettleers early last season. Threw against YD. Struggled in his only appearance against the Red Sox. 3-0 fastball doubts the outer edge. It's 3-1. But then went off to the Northwoods League and the Kalamazoo Growlers. Shout out to our Brian McLaughlin with the Kalamazoo Growlers as well last summer. 3-1. Fastball misses away for ball 4. So Palmer draws his second walk in as many plate appearances. And the Red Sox have a base runner against Joe Boyle. And the man who's responsible for all 3 of their runs today, in Carson Taylor, will step to the plate with the tying run at first. So Taylor will step in. A 1-for-2 day. He walked in the 3rd, homered in the 5th, and struck out swinging in the 6th. Boyle in the stretch comes set. Palmer leads off of first and the first pitch. Fastball dots the outside corner for a strike. It's 0-1. Boyle has really turned around his second season on the Cape. Right-hander peers in at Rothenberg, giving the signs. Sets right at the chest. And the 0-1. Breaking ball. Check swing. Carson Taylor able to hold up as it misses down and inside, and it's 1-1. Riley Terada at 3rd is playing about a step behind the baseline and guarding the line at 3rd. Hal Hughes, the shortstop, is shaded up the middle, so wide open left side of the infield. 1-1. Fastball misses well outside, and it's 2 balls and a strike. After Taylor, it's Sam Hall on deck. Jake Palmer at first is the tying run. Carson Taylor at the plate is the go-ahead run. Boyle sets, and the 2-1. Fastball misses away. And it's now 3 balls and a strike on Taylor. Boyle has been almost spotless this season. Only 2 outings he's given up earned runs. One of them 2 wide 8. Boyle sets in the 3-1, called a strike. Breaking ball in the outside corner, and the count goes full 3-2. Some disagreement from the YD dugout, and Gary Wilson down the first base line. But the count's full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Boyle sets the pitch, swing, and it's fouled out of play, third base side. And Taylor's going to get another shot with the full count. Boyle has only given up 1 long ball this season, and that was to Jack Thomas Wool back about a week and a half ago. Boyle sets to the chest. And a turn and throw to first instead. The throw a little wide. Kavanis, his Notre Dame teammate, had to go off the bag a little bit to make that catch and keep the ball from going down the right field line. Boyle again looks in and gets his sign. 3-2 the count on Taylor. Here's the payoff pitch. Swinging a high fly ball to left field. That's backing up Joey Weimer. A few steps right on the warning track. He circles underneath it and makes the catch for the second out. Taylor got a good piece of that one and gave it a ride out to left field, but just didn't have the juice to get out of here at White House Field as Weimer puts it away for the second out.
Number 12, the second baseman.
So that'll leave it up to Sam Hall. The Clemson Tiger reached base on a walk back in the fifth inning and was caught stealing, otherwise 0 for 2. Palmer, his leadoff of first. Hall digging in from the right side. Boyle sets, and this ACC matchup starts first pitch. Misses outside, and it's 1-0. Hall entered today hitting .229, a double and 2 RBIs. 10 strikeouts across 3 walks for him. Dealt with some injuries this summer, but back in more of an everyday role in the lineup. 1-0 from Boyle. Fastball, swinging a fly ball down the right field line. Going over is Cabrera, and he watches it go foul. And it will even up the count at 1 ball and 1 strike on Hall. Hall the go-ahead run at the plate. The tying run at first is Jake Palmer. Hall hit 7 long balls this spring at Clemson as a sophomore, but was also the leading base stealer for the Tigers. Can't steal if he's not on. He digs back in. Right-handed hitter. Boyle sets 1-1. Breaking ball misses down and away, and it's 2 balls and a strike on Hall. Hit just .257 this spring in 61 games. But hitting for more power. A slow start for him on the Cape. But now that he's healthy here in the latter half as the 2-1 bends him back, gets away from the catcher Rothenberg. Palmer trying to advance. The throw down to second is not in time. The ball got away to the left of Michael Rothenberg. He went over to field it and make the throw to second, but Palmer, too good a speed on the base paths as he moves up into scoring position. And now a 3-1 count here for Sam Hall. So Palmer standing on at second. 180 feet from home. Joe Boyle peers in, gets his sign from Rothenberg. Right-hander sets in the 3-1. Fastball, called a strike. Disagreement again from the Whitey dugout. Look, that one was high and maybe outside as well, but instead the count will go full 3-2. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the top of the 9th inning. The tying run in Palmer is on at second base. Joe Boyle, the Notre Dame closer, sets the 3-2. Fastball misses away for ball 4. A 2-out walk for Joe Boyle. Hall will reach at first, and there's runners on at first and second, and Wyatt Young, tied for the league in hitting, will step to the plate here with 2 outs and 2 on.
And if you're YD and you're looking at the complexion of how this 9th inning needed to go in order to give yourself a chance, you had to look at where you were in the order and say, we got to get it to the top half of this order. Wyatt Young has to come to the plate for this team to have an opportunity to win this game, and they've gotten that chance right now.
It's the same story as last night. The Red Sox entered the top of the 9th inning trailing 4-3 against Chatham. They had back-to-back walks, but then were unable to drive them in. So 2 walks here in the 9th inning for Joe Boyle. Wyatt Young swinging at the first pitch, grounds it down the third baseline and foul, and the count's 0-1. So instead of back-to-back walks, you have Palmer walking with 1 out, and then Hull walking with 2 outs. Wyatt Young digs in behind 0-1. Boyle sets a look back at second. The right-hander fires home the 0-1. Breaking ball, swing and a miss, and it's 0-2. Young is 1 for 4 on the day. The Mariners a strike away from getting back to 500 at 19-19. Wyatt Young digs back in, taps his bat on home plate a couple of times in the lefty box. Boyle gets his sign from Rothenberg. The 0-2. Breaking ball, swinging a line drive down the right field line. It gets down for a base hit, and it's misplayed by Cabrera. Palmer comes home to score. Hall gets the stop sign at third. Down to their last strike, Wyatt Young delivers. An RBI base hit to right field ties this ball game up at 4. And a pair of walks in the 9th inning for Joe Boyle comes back to bite the Mariners.
Like I said, you had to get it to the top of the order. Wyatt Young had to hit in order to give this team a chance. He comes through with the clutch 2-out RBI base knock to tie this game up. Whitey, not done yet.
Just a tough situation for Wyatt Bells. No balls and 2 strikes. And you got to guess high 90s fastball or breaking ball. And he gets the breaking ball right. First pitch to Brad Beasley, fastball, called a strike on the outside corner. It's 0-1. Well, with 2 on and 2 out, Wyatt Young delivers against one of the Cape League's best in Joe Boyle. No balls and a strike on Beasley. Here's the pitch. Fastball, swing and a miss. Beasley down to a knee on that swing, looking like Adrian Beltre. And it's no balls and 2 strikes. Beasley will dig back in. Runners on the corners for Whitey. Hall at third, Young at first. Boyle sets in the 0-2. Fastball misses away, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. And that's the only player I could think of when swinging down to a knee, especially right-handed.
Juan Uribe, former Giant, did the same thing.
1 ball and 2 strikes to Beasley. Boyle sets. And the pitch. Breaking ball called strike 3. No argument from Brad Beasley. He'll walk back to the dugout. Some filthy stuff from Joe Boyle gets him out of this 9th inning. Red Sox down to their last strike. Deliver. Wyatt Young an RBI single to right field. Ties this ball game up at 4. Red Sox will try and keep it tied, heading to the bottom of the 9th inning. As we'll be right back here on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. It's still Jacob Winger out on the mound for YD. He'll look to keep this game tied and send it to the 10th inning here in Harwich. It's going to be the top of the Harwich order. Due up to the plate, Daniel Cabrera, Hal Hughes, and Joey Weimer against the High Point University product Winger. So Cabrera will dig in. He's seeing the ball incredibly well today. 3 base hits. He's 3 for 4, and his only out was an absolute rocket into right field at Jake Palmer. So Winger peers in, gets his sign. And the first pitch to Cabrera, breaking ball, misses a bit low. And it's 1 ball and no strikes. How about the clutch inning from YD? Facing Joe Boyle, hard-throwing right-hander out of Notre Dame, and the Harwich closer as the 1-0 to Cabrera, breaking ball misses low, and it's 2-0. With 1 out, starting with 1 out in the 9th inning, it goes walk to Jake Palmer, fly out to left by Carson Taylor. That was hit hard. Then a walk by Sam Holland, an RBI single from Wyatt Young to tie this game up as the 2-0 breaking ball swung on and missed. Mike Cabrera makes it 2 balls and 1 strike. So twice, Joe Boyle has entered in the top of the 8th inning, or the bottom, or in the 8th inning, with 2 outs against Whitey. And twice, he's blown a lead. 2-1 is chopped behind the plate, and it evens up the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. So tough outing for Boyle. Couple of close pitches almost got him out of that inning. Winger sets. Count even at 2-2. Here's the pitch. Fastball misses up and a little bit outside. Makes the count full on Cabrera, 3 balls and 2 strikes. So this was Boyle's 3rd appearance against Whitey. So in 2 of his 3 appearances, he's blown a lead. His only other appearance, Harwich didn't even have a lead. Back on June 26th, the 3-1 Whitey win here at White House Field. 3-2 from Winger. Fastball fouled off behind home plate. As it makes its way back into the trees, and it's still full 3-2. Crowd's thinned out a little bit here at White House Field. Bleachers behind home plate a little more packed around first pitch, now sparsely occupied. Winger sets, gets his sign from Austin Wells. Right-hander will fire home the payoff pitch. Breaking ball chopped right side of the infield. Off 2 hops, Sam Hall fields. Wide throw of first, gets past Jack Thomas Wold. Cabrera rounds the bag at first and will scoot into second. What looked like a routine ground out thrown away by Sam Hall, and will allow Cabrera to advance all the way to second and put himself in scoring position to start this bottom of the 9th. That's a tough break for Jacob Winger. So an E4 to start this 9th inning. And Hal Hughes will step to the plate, look to drive in Cabrera, who leads off of second. Wells out from behind the plate to give some signs to his infield. Well, you're going to have to work out of trouble. A runner on second, no one out. Hughes digs in. He singled his last 2 times to the plate. He's 2 for 4. As a step off and now pick out of the first base dugout for YD. And I'll go have a conversation with his infield, probably to go over signs. Wild one here at White House tonight. Harwich struck first for 1 in the bottom half of the 3rd inning, and then 1 in the bottom half of the 4th. YD would respond on a 3-run home run from Carson Taylor in the top half of the 5th to take a 3-2 lead. And then in the bottom half of the 7th inning, Harwich scratched across 2 more to take the lead. And then Whitey able to tie it in the top of the 9th inning on a Wyatt Young RBI single. Pick still out there talking to his infield. It's going to need to be perfect execution from his infield. Look to get out of this mess. Thanks to the E4 from Sam Hall, Cabrera now stands on at second instead of there just being 1 out. So Pick says all he needs to, and will stroll back to the Red Sox dugout. So Hughes will dig in. He entered today hitting just 162 and 1 extra base hit on the summer. He's 2 for 4 tonight, an RBI single in the 7th his last time up. The right-handed hitting shortstop digs in. Jacob Winger sets, and the first pitch. Breaking ball called a strike, and it's 0-1. Riley King playing in at 3rd. Jack Thomas Wold playing even with the bag at 1st. A bunt here would not surprise the YD defense. Wyatt Young trying to hold Cabrera on at 2nd. 0-1, breaking ball, swing and a miss. Made Hughes look silly. That one missed well outside the strike zone and in the dirt. But Hughes couldn't hold up. It's 0-2. The middle of the Harwich lineup awaits after Hughes. Joey Weimer, Christian Fedko, Nico Cavadas. Winger peers in. Again at Wells, and will get his sign. Right-hander sets and fires the 0-2. Fastball, swing and a miss, strike 3. On 3 pitches, Jacob Winger sets down Hal Hughes. One down for Harwich here in the bottom of the ninth inning. A big first out for Jacob Winger. And now Joey Weimer, who drove in a run on a hit by pitch his last time up, will step to the plate. Weimer is 0 for 3 with a pair of strikeouts tonight. Winger now with one down, runner on at second, sets. And the first pitch. Breaking ball, chopped, foul territory towards third. And it's 0-1. No balls and a strike here on Weimer as the Cincinnati product digs back in. Upright stance from the right side. Now Winger steps off. And it's 0-1. Still 0-1. Trying to keep an eye on Cabrera at second. Now Sam Hall shaded up that way. Behind the second base back. Wyatt Young pulled over in the hole at short. 0-1. Fastball misses outside. Just off the plate from Winger. It's 1-1. Riley King guarding the line at third. About 5 feet off of that third base foul line. And now an intentional walk to Weimer to get the force out. The only run that matters is the one on at second. So not a terrible decision right there as Weimer jogs down to first. So the double play is now in order for YD. And Christian Fedko, the second baseman, will step to the plate. The Yukon Husky is 1 for 4. A fly out to center, a line out to short, a single, and a strikeout swinging. The starting second baseman for the Eastern Division in the Cape League All-Star game a week ago. Winger would love a ground ball to one of his middle infielders here. 2 on, 1 out here in the bottom of the ninth inning, all knotted up at 4. Winger sets a peek back at second. And the first pitch. Fastball misses upstairs, and it's 1-0. So Weimer on at first and Cabrera on at second. Decent arms in the outfield for YD. Brad Beasley probably the strongest in center. Set from Winger. The 1-0. Breaking ball misses inside, and it's now 2-0 on Fedko. This inning started with an E4 from Sam Hall. Then Winger would come back and strike out Hal Hughes. And then an intentional walk to Joey Weimer to try and get the double play in order. But Jacob Winger's behind 2-0. Winger gets his sign from Wells. Comes set, a slight pause. The 2-0. Fastball popped up on the infield. It'll stay in play. Austin Wells circling underneath it, and he makes the catch just behind home plate. What a second out as Fedko pops up to the catcher Austin Wells in foul territory for the second out. Now, if there's something you cannot do, tied up, 2 runners on and 1 out, is the infield pop-up. Infield pop-up or strikeout. So now Nico Cavadas will step in. 0 for 4 day for Cavadas, the league's leading home run hitter. Bats left-handed. He's got 9 long balls on the season. Winger and out away from getting out of trouble. First pitch. Breaking ball misses low. And it's 1-0. A strikeout in the second inning for Cavadas. A strikeout in the fourth and a strikeout in the sixth. And then grounded into a double play in the 7th inning. Lined into a double play to Jack Thomas Wool. Get the Red Sox out of bases loaded trouble. Winger sets, looks back at second in the 1-0. Fastball misses low, and it's 2-0. Cavadas entered today hitting .270. To go along with his 9 home runs, he has 28 RBIs. Trying to bail out his Notre Dame teammate in Joe Boyle, who blew the lead in the top half of the 9th inning. Winger looks back at second. The 2-0. Breaking ball called a strike. On the outside corner, it's 2-1. So now Wyatt Young is shaded behind the bag at second base. Sam Hall's pulled out onto the outfield grass at second. Brad Beasley is shaded over in right center. with a left-handed hitting Nico Cavadas. A long look in by Winger. The right-hander sets. And the 2-1. Fastball swing and a miss. Great placement there from Winger. Outside and out of the reach of Cavadas. And the count's now even 2 balls and 2 strikes. So Winger's got a couple options here. He can go breaking ball or fastball. Both have been working for him tonight. He peers in, shakes off Austin Wells a couple of times. Gets the sign he likes, comes set at the bell. Here's the 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. How about that from Jacob Winger? After the leadoff runner reaches second on an E4, he comes back and gets 3 outs here in the bottom of the 9th inning and strikes out Nico Cavadas to send us to a 10th. Oh, no 10th inning. We'll be taking a tie here at White House Field. Both teams spill out of their dugouts. Quite a 9th inning from these two squads. So final score here from White House, 4-4 between Harwich and YD. We'll be right back to wrap it all up for you on the other side of this break on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. Back here at White House Field, final 4-4 between YD and Harwich. A 9th inning comeback for the Red Sox. Wyatt Young RBI single off of Joe Boyle puts us at a 4-4 tie here at White House Field. TJ Mathewson and Andre Sims here with you. It was great to see those YD bats really buckling down and coming through in that 9th inning. A couple of walks off of Joe Boyle, and then one of the biggest at-bats of the season for Wyatt Young there with 2 outs.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, when you look at the context of this game and the way that these last few games have been going for YD, they needed something like this. The fact that they've had to battle back so many times and sometimes unsuccessfully and had some breaks not go their way in the last few games to sort of snap the 3-game losing streak is something that they can build on, take a point, go forward. The home run from Carson Taylor was big, but I think coming back in the night the way they did off of a guy like Joe Boyle is a big-time boost for this team going forward.
So, 4-4 tie here at White House. The Red Sox will now go to 20-16-3 on the season, and the Harwich Mariners will tie their first ball game of the season. They're now 18-19-1. With the point, YD moves to 43 points, and with Harwich's point, the Mariners will move to 37. The two will face off at Red Wilson Field tomorrow. First pitch set for 5 o'clock. For Andre Sims, I'm TJ Mathewson saying so long and good night from White House Field in Harwich.